I'm Walt Reid. I chair the board of Climate Breakthrough, and I've been involved with Climate Breakthrough since its outset.
Hi, I'm Savanna Ferguson. I'm the executive director of Climate Breakthrough, and Walt and I will be talking about some of the key questions that have arisen around Climate Breakthrough and what we do.
So the first key question, Savanna, what's the top quality you look for in candidates for the Climate Breakthrough Award program?
Yeah, there isn't actually any one top quality that we're looking for. It's actually the nexus of a couple of qualities. And I think that the two most important are ambition coupled with the ability to make things happen.
Yeah, so that's similar to how I think about it. Like for the first part of that, I think about it in terms of, is the individual thinking beyond the standard incremental change? Are they really ambitious? Are they thinking sort of outside the box? Mm-hmm. And for the second, to me, is there evidence that they've built something to last? So it's more than just having a vision, but they actually have had a vision and they've been able to make it happen.
Yep.
That sort of success in making something happen gives me confidence they can make some new big, bold idea happen.
Yeah, turning ideas into reality is really key. Absolutely. So my first question for you is, what climate strategy, idea, or ideas are you tired of being pitched, and why?
So it's a good question. In my own view, when people come to me, and I've worked for nearly 20 years in philanthropy, I am open to hearing any idea in any area. And I think the reason why is that across climate philanthropy, everything is underinvested. There's so much more good work and good opportunities that if somebody comes with an idea, I'm open to it. Even if it's an area that's already getting a fair amount of funding and things like that, I'm still open to it because they may have a different approach or a different take, or they may be working in a different region. So I'm actually never tired of hearing ideas. I'm often looking for that new idea that makes me sort of more compelled that it's really added value. But I'm never tired of hearing the ideas people have.
Yeah, no, it's true. I think that there's always a new twist on every area of climate action. The thing that I wish people would not bring to us sometimes is ideas that feel purely technological in nature. That, there are lots of wonderful new technologies and new technologies that are needed, that the purely technological ideas aren't taking into account the incredible geopolitical circumstances, the economic circumstances that have stopped really good existing technologies from scaling to address the climate crisis. So for me, you have to be thinking about the complexity of the climate problem and not just think, oh, there's a simple silver bullet tech solution to this. Yeah. I don't think they really exist.
Yeah, I agree with that. Next question. From what sector or field do you think the next big climate breakthrough will come?
If I had a crystal ball and could answer that question, it would be wonderful. There are places where I hope we will see major breakthroughs, and where I think there are some promising things on the horizon. The two areas that come to mind most immediately for me are, one, political breakthroughs. I think that the shrinking of democracy in countries all over the world is a real hindrance to climate solutions, and seeing more open political environments for climate action is an area where I really hope to see breakthroughs. And the other is in industry and trying the decarbonization of steel, of cement, some of these things that are so foundational to infrastructure all over the world that we haven't seen real progress in.
Yeah. That resonates with me too. I think those both make sense. For me, and this is a little bit of a cop-out because it's not a sector or field, but I anticipate the next breakthroughs will come from people in the global south. And that's really just a matter of probability, because there's been more funding going to people working on these issues in the global north. So more people have had access to resources to try ideas and the like. Whereas in the global south, there just hasn't been that much philanthropic support. So there's probably lots of people with exciting ideas that just haven't yet received the funding. So I'm betting on the global south there.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's great. What is the biggest lesson you've learned about climate philanthropy?
So I would say that at any given point in time, climate philanthropy, we feel that we know the approach, the right approach. We feel pretty self-confident, and then we're always proven wrong. So just looking sort of at a high-level sequence, if you go back 20 years, climate philanthropy was all about technologies, really narrow sort of, we're going to get these technologies moving. And then we realized, well, that's not right because we have to take into account the politics of it. So then it shifted to, well, it's technology and politics. That made some progress, but then people realized, well, that's not right because we really need to think about the equity dimension of, is there a just transition? Can we sort of get to the equity issues? And we're very confident about that. And now we're confronting the fact that even that is not enough, that there's sort of these ideological splits and backlash movements, and so we need to expand it further. And so to me, that lesson is that we're always too self-confident. We need to be jarred by people who are thinking outside of the box, which goes back to me, part of the value of climate breakthrough.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And it is one of the things that is such a pleasure for me in the program is that I am being asked not to strategize and analyze what is the best possible solution in this particular geography on this particular sector, but simply who do I trust to come up with that solution, to pursue that solution based on their particular individual skills and experience and track record, that these, the people we're choosing are incredibly brilliant leaders, and they're going to be the ones who can assess a situation and determine what is the best thing to do on this issue in the area that I work in. And so that is, I think, something I've also very much learned about climate philanthropy.
Savanna, what is the best advice you've ever received or given?
Yeah, that you can know exactly the right thing to do, the right thing that needs to be said, and sometimes you can't be the one to say it. You cannot be the messenger. And sometimes you have to figure out who is the best messenger to the audience you're trying to reach.
That's good advice. For me, thinking about this, I think it's people that encourage me to really be curious, to always sort of be asking questions and learning about things, but also being curious about my own ideas and strategies, which is essentially saying to question my assumptions. That because you sort of start treating your assumptions as true, and often they're not. And so you really do have to be reflective and question your assumptions. So that guidance to me, I think, has been really helpful.
Yeah, I have heard that, the be curious, not critical. And every time you're critical, be curious.
No, that's actually, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It's definitely something that resonates with me.